Greetings, gamers. How's it doing? How's it going? Hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Uh, Thanks for the fighting game chat while we were waiting. Oh, Half Moon Shieldbringer is just different. Okay, got it. It's funny. Literally just today, I got this friend right here. I bought a flat box online. I was gonna play with it for like 10 minutes before stream, but I gotta figure out how to set it up because it's not really working right now. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. Anyway, we're here with some Death and Taxes. All I did from the previous list was I cut the third surgical extraction for a second Graph Tigger's Cage. Because permanent based hate against them is just so much better than stuff that has to stay in your hands. I also think stuff like this is feeling pretty good, especially because it seems like the lists have fewer Brazen Borrowers in them because they're playing more stuff like Fatal Push to deal with opposing Psychic Frogs and things like that. So kind of like the cage dodging push, obviously dodging grief from stuff like surgical, things like that. So gonna try it out. Yeah, I've had a hitbox for a while, but it's very loud because it has Sanwa buttons. So I really wanted to get one that has mechanical switches. They're nice and quiet. I don't know how quiet they're going to sound on my microphone, but certainly a lot quieter. I win the die roll. Let's go. Yeah, we can roll with this. This hand works. Thank you. I hope I do better today too. Unfortunately, I have not. I've just been kind of doing nothing but losing, at least on stream lately. So we'll see how it goes. We're at least off to a pretty good start, all things considered. Opponent mulled to 6. This is a pretty solid hand. And okay, yeah. What do I want to do here? Blazing Pandora, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Hello. How's it going? I think I just want to take I think it's either the Delver or the Ponder here. I think I kind of just want to take the Delver because it gives me the most time, for sure. There's also argument for taking the Murktide Regent, but I think the Murktide is pretty easy to deal with in the long term when they aren't able to put any pressure on us. So we'll just go with that. Yeah, definitely not silent, but it's much better than what I have right now, thankfully. So I can actually play fighting games while the baby's asleep upstairs. Another Thoughtseize. I will start with the Vial, because that's what I want to resolve more. Through a daze, specifically. If they force this, then yeah, force pitch Murktide, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with whatever I take here, so yeah, okay. I'm just gonna leave him with a Bolt. Wow, so lucky. I'm gonna go with Recruiter here. I think I'm just gonna recruit for a Skyclave. Oh my gosh, Fornia, thank you for the sub as well. Hello. In a low combo meta, I don't necessarily think that it's dependent on the combo so much as it is the kinds of fair decks that you're playing against. So it's hard to say. Why did I lead on Thoughtseize instead of turn 1 Vial? specifically because it's generally if you play Vile on turn one unless you're afraid your opponent's going to do something gross, and then you Thoughtseize first. I lean towards um, Thoughtseize on turn one in the blinds just because the it's the chance of losing because what am I trying to say? The chance of losing because I should have turn one Viled is much lower than losing because I didn't turn one Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna pass here. Are soul land decks considered fair? Good question. I think the answer is sometimes. Nice. I am going to cast a Wisp here. Nice, it resolves. Yeah, I'm just gonna get this illusion out of here so I don't have to think about it anymore. It might just be worse than recruiting for like a Solitude here, but Emperor of Bones means that whatever we're gonna do next is gonna be pretty good. Gonna go ahead and surveil here. Kind of like more lands here, honestly. I'm not gonna play Mr. Bones yet because there's just not a lot of value in it. Want to wait until there's something in my graveyard that I really want to get back. But in the meantime, I am happy to put Yorion into my hand. And that's something I would be happy to use with Mr. Bones, because I can Skyclave that DRC. Now can Thoughtseize too? Going to 8 is a little bit risky. But I think we're so far ahead that like we can just kind of, I guess the other, and maybe I shouldn't have done this because this means we can't Emperor of Bones this turn. But hello. Well, I want to cast the Yorion next turn, so I guess I'll do this. Just leave them with the Force of Will. I can't get anything back right away, but I will start taking some stuff out of their graveyard. Keep the Wisp back to trade with the DRC. Sure. Yeah, there are multiple Emperors of Bones. Heat on the Mr. Bones. Yeah, okay. Draw lands, play the Yorion around days? No. But yeah, I'll do this. The next tournament I am going to, I'm going to F&M next week, but no, aside from that, I'm going to SEG Baltimore, which is in 2 weekends from now. I'm going to be playing in there's a 1K on Friday and a 5K on Sunday. I'm going to be playing in both of those, and that'll be doing side events on Saturday. Beautiful. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Sure. Pump once. Go to second main, kill the DRC. They have no cards in hand, so can cast this Yorion freely. Flicker Recruiter, get a Solitude. Yep, they're over it. Gonna board in 4 White Orchid Phantoms, 3, whoops, oh, 3 Path to Exiles, cut the Thalias, Lauren, and then Cauldron, and then I've been shaving a Thoughtseize for the last card, just because I think everything else in the deck is pretty solid. Thoughtseize isn't bad here, just I think it's the least essential card, I guess, or the most likely to be bad, I think. Don't think you'll be able to make it while either. Check out Ekiben Grill. I will. Thank you. Keep that in mind. Seems a little bit clunky, but I think it's got enough good interaction. Turn 1 DRC, never heard of it. Another Vial's pretty nice, though. I think I'm weirdly going to get a basic Swamp here, because that lets me cast a Vial and a Thoughtseize next turn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alright, what do we got? Swords to Plowshares. A little bit awkward, but we'll live. I don't think I want to bolt in the Witch Enchanter. I think what I want to do here is cast Vial, play Shadowy Backstreet tapped. I'm going to play this first. Maybe they'll force it, and yeah, I would be happy with that. Especially pitching a Psychic Frog. They must not have another land in hand. I don't really want Mom here, so I'm going to get rid of that. They reveal Bolt. They do have another land. They just have another Frog? Is that what's going on? It is another Frog. Okay, so they have Frog. They have Bolt as the last card in their hand. Really like to draw something I can do for 2 mana here. Or no mana. The basic Swamp kind of ruins us there. Yeah, I guess I needed it to not be white cards specifically. But if I just White Orchid the volcanic islands, they can't really attack with a lot of their stuff. I think that ends up working out well enough. Yeah. This hurts, but I think this makes a lot of sense. Okay, they do have the islands. That's not not in all lists. A lot of the ones I've been playing against do not have it. Brainstorm's a rough one. They still need a fourth creature type, or a fourth card type, although Brainstorm certainly can help them find it. Yeah. There it is. It's that damn it, the counter. It's always the counterbalance, I swear. Okay, so we're getting hit for a lot here. We need to draw a plains, basically. Nope, we're just getting totally ranched by comes into play tapped lands. Yep. Yeah, we just needed not draw all three of our lands that come into play tapped. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, that's better. Keep this, put back the wastelands. I'm gonna play the plains because I don't want to be forced to use this fetch yet. Yes. I was like, please get the basic island so that this path is free. I love when they do that. It's always a trap too, like, I don't know. I'm sure that there are D&T players out there using the wastelands like crazy when they're not supposed to, but as far as I'm concerned, using wasteland against Delver is illegal. It is a mana source before it is a waste, before basically for almost the entire game. Yeah, that's when you're enlightened. When you realize that so many of the wastelands that you draw, you wish they were basic planes. That means that's when the brain starts growing. What am I gonna get? I think I'm gonna get a Stone Forge with 2 removal spells in hand. Yeah. Frog? Yeah, you got it. Nice. Let's actually start with the path, I guess. Maybe I'm supposed to start with the swords. Yeah, I'm supposed to actually use the swords here. It's alright, though. think I'm gonna get a Phantom Blade here. I don't have a lot of white sources in play for Sash right now. Um, and I also have removal, so not too worried about a Murktide. Wastelands are like command grabs. That's good. I like that. Alright, cool. Stoneforge lives. Start with White Orchid Phantom. Force pitches Daze. I feel like if they had removal, they probably would have already used it on the Stoneforge, but I'm now less sure. But I'm just going to make him have it. I'm going to start by exiling a spell from there. Yeah, I'm going to get the Ponder out of there. Oops. I did not mean to not attack, but that's okay. And they give up. Yeah, cool. I've played against this person relatively recently. They were also on Delver. Not sure. This hand's a bit awkward, but I think we're going to keep it. Yep, Delver it is. Tameo. Ooh. I'm going to start with the mom here. Deal. That's annoying, but hopefully we can surveil into another lands. Oh wow, that's pretty embarrassing. And they have a Wastelands? I don't like that at all. Come on, lands? Okay, cool. Lands coming. We're good. Now that I know that their hand is also empty, I guess maybe I'm supposed to still just Solitude this now. Yeah, just give them fewer chances to draw cards. I get Wastelanded. Is this a Murktide? No, it's DRC. Okay, phew. I refuse to believe Baby Narset is a good card. Yeah, I'm not... I don't personally get it very much, but... I think I want to do... No, I'm getting Sash. Obviously, I get that like it's sort of a one-mana planeswalker. It does require you to do something, at least, because like it will just draw cards over time. The planeswalker does eventually do something, but I agree that I'm not totally sure. All right, 2 DRCs. So I'm glad that my Stoneforge is alive. Can I just keep drawing lands for a bit? Oof. Okay, I'm glad we're not playing against another DRC. Right on time for that Tameo. So the weak point in their Delirium is nothing because they're going to have 5 types with the bauble. So I'm just passing here, I think. No, that's a lie. I'm doing this. Doing this now before they get any more surveils. And the next turn with any land, we're feeling pretty good because that'll let us turn off the DRC. If we draw a black source specifically, then we can Bones for a Solitude, which would be pretty sick. Never mind. We're not bonesing at all. So I know one of their cards in hand is a Flooded Strand, so I don't have to worry about my Lion Sash getting countered here. And then this DRC is not long for this world. Yeah, we're not bonesing at all, unfortunately. Get that bauble out of there. Very happily untapping. Okay. That's something. Yeah, because that lets me... We can get a Scrublands. We can play Mr. Bones. I have a couple options here actually. So I can't take a spell with the Emperor of Bones because that'll turn off Delirium, and I don't want to turn off Delirium because I want the DRC to attack into my Lion Sash that's going to eat it. Or I guess my Bones that's going to eat it, but I'm probably keeping 2 back, maybe not. I guess let's see. Okay, so it is alive. The reason I'm not getting just exiling the Solitude right away is that I don't want this to then just die and then I don't have the opportunity to bring back a Solitude, and neither can any of the bones that I draw later. I think I am just going to... You know, I could see myself bringing back a Tameo. How about that? And I don't want to use any white mana on Sash yet, because I need to be ready for them to have extra types in the yard. Do you see that the Fallout decks are the best-selling Commander decks of all time? I didn't. That's kind of fucking crazy, actually. I hope that's enough reason for them to do it, though. I'm just surprised that beats like the Lord of the Rings Commander decks, you know? But I guess you could maybe make the argument that at least Lord of the Rings got an entire set about it. I don't know. So maybe there was less appeal for the decks themselves. They are just casting Brazen Borrower. Okay. That's not great for me. But I'm still alive. That could be bad. But I think we are okay. So long as they don't have another instant in their hand right now. And if they do, then, well, annoying. They don't. Okay. Okay, we are vaguely gaming. Hell yeah. Okay, come on. Come on. Are we just gonna have lethal here? Okay, I gotta pick. Solitude, please. Hello? There we go. It's 15, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we have exact lethal. Hell yeah. Do you think post-Grief ban we'll see Abzan Access coming back? I don't know. My guess is that I don't know. I'm just not sure that Gaddock Teague is going to be where we want to be anytime soon. I think the combo has gotten so fast, and we'll have to see what the Beans decks look like really after a ban, because like the big reason to play them was specifically that like fourth Aerlingus was a really hard card to beat, but if the Beans decks aren't really playing that, then you know, hard to say. Basically, like it is very hard to guess on whether that's gonna be whether Gaddock Teague is going to have any value, because that was very much a specific meta call. This is very much like the last game 2 hand I kept against Delver last match, where I drew all 3 tapped lands and never really got to get anywhere. This at least has a Solitude in it. And I have White Orchid Phantom to curve out on. I'm going to try it. I really hope that I draw a land on turn 1 and I get to just Thoughtseize. But we will see. Nice. I am not going to be greedy and get a basic swamp again because this swamp casts like nothing else in our hand other than this Thoughtseize. So, okay. No brainstorm for you. Wonder if we're supposed to solitude this actually. Feels a little bit greedy, but we're not actually going to be able to answer this DRC for a while. And like they really need the filtering when their hand is just a cantrip and 3 lands. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think there's enough merit to this. I'm just going to do it. Of course, find the brainstorm right off the top. Never mind. I'm going to guess at least one of these polluted deltas is gone, and probably both of them, but we'll see. Well, at least we're drawing lands, so we get to play on curve. I don't remember if we saw the basic islands in game 1 at all. Damn. But, well, there's still stonewalling the Delver. We get to Wisp this next turn if they don't have a removal spell, too. There's Ponder. Okay, they put both lands back then. Okay. Hello, Mr. Bones. Now I can safely get a basic swamp, so I'm going to. And now I'm just going to take them off a red mana. Force off the top, okay. Happily trade. It's a very funny wasteland. I think this is a turn where we just surveil and put Yorion into our hand. Um, I could just cast Emperor of Bones, but it's very likely just going to get forced, and we don't have anything else to do, so I think there's just better things we can do with our turn. Like that. Keep that on top. Notably, we've already killed 2 volcanic islands. I'm not sure how many are in Delver now. I think it's usually like 4 Volks and then 2 underground seas, something like that, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I assume this is gonna get Force of Willed. It doesn't. That's interesting. Could be a Brazen Borrower then. No, it is a Lightning Bolt. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't bolt and just attack last turn. Yeah, I'm wastelanding here. Gonna play Mr. Bones. It's probably gonna get forced. But if it doesn't, it's sick. And if it does, then I get to Yorion next turn anyway. Force pitching Murktide. Yep, deal. Yeah, I am just going to make them have another counterspell here. Actually, am I? Yeah, I am. Notably, they could have Unholy Heat as a direct answer, but they have to both have it and find a fetch for their last volcanic island, so I feel okay just playing this out. And there we go. Cool. GG's Waffles. I turned the borrower play. What was the oh yeah. I know from my perspective, it was probably the thing I least wanted you to do, so I think it was probably right. I think you just have to, especially because you like if you don't have a way to like keep the DRC alive in combat, I think you just need to have another threat in play. So I think that play makes sense to me, at least from like my perspective. Because there's just not really anything that you can do. Um, is there anything you can do with the bounce effect to really like buy enough time for you to like get more damage out? I guess is kind of the way I look at it. I'm guessing this person is playing Scam. I will keep this hand. This hand of cards. So every other way to get Delirium back on top of being able to use Sash twice really screwed that up? Yeah. Yeah, I was really banking on Sash to save me there. Immediate force pitching a Ponder. Okay. Well, don't have removal for Frog, so let's see what happens next. I am going to block... Thalia is not very valuable in this matchup, so I'd rather they just have to discard a card than draw one. I will happily have Thalia trade with, sure, the Underground Sea in their hands. That reanimate on Troll, sure. This is where I hope that they don't have a Daze. They don't. Do they have a Force? They don't. Alright, cool. Obviously, killing Frog and leaving Troll around is a little scary. It's going to deal me 6, but I think sometimes it's just what you got to do, is keep the threat in play that where you can effectively use your life total. So, if only had a different 2-drop Ape Bear in our deck, you know, I did think about that. I did think about that for a second. Next turn is probably going to be put Yorgon into our hand, play Backstreet, cross our fingers. Oh, hell yeah. I was going to say, cross our fingers we don't get griefed, but we're just getting griefed now, which feels amazing. Whew, baby. Okay. Things are looking up. I think this one's just going to get a Scrublands. I guess, were they griefing me because they have a reanimate? I guess is what I have to think about. I feel like if they did, they probably would have just, like... I guess I don't really have that much to reanimate. No, I'm not sure. I guess I can play it a little bit patiently. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's exactly not what I'm looking. But I think we're gonna be okay. Do I want Phantom Blade or do I want Lion Sash? If they have a reanimate in hand that they just chose not to cast after seeing my hand was empty, then taking this Phantom Blade feels really bad. I think we just gotta get Sash. We can chump block the Frog with the Stone Forge, something like that. It won't be long before the Sash is just going to be bigger than the Frog can be. I guess they can fly with the Frog, obviously. But they have to choose to do that. It looks like they don't. So I'm just going to block here. Probably should have used Sash on their turn. Yeah. Or on my turn, sorry, is what I mean to say. Yeah, I will eat that. There's that reanimate we were playing around. Yes. That's that's how you play the game, folks. Alright, boarding in this giant pile of cards. Cut the Lauren, cut Thalia's, cut Cauldra, and then Jite, and then it gets a little hairy. I think I'm gonna go like this. I think this all makes sense. Yep. Well, this hand's kind of messed up. Um, do I keep it? I probably don't, but maybe I do. My opponent's mulling to 6 also. Um, you know what? We're gonna keep this one for science. Pitched a troll. Okay. I take the surgical. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one to draw. Never didn't have it. Annoying that we're not drawing lands, but hey, the Vial is the next best thing to a land in this position. Hopefully it doesn't get Brazen Borrowed or whatever. I think it's getting Brazen Borrowed. Oh no, they're just Bowmastering me. Yeah, that's fine. That's especially fine when... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people like bringing in Bowmasters against D&T when they're playing Scam, but I will be happy to take advantage of it. Okay, now they have the Petty Theft, but they're down to 1 card in hand. So we'll see what happens. Alright, that's not really what I wanted to see, but I'll live. Yeah, it's just like a removal spell. It does also put pressure on us, but it's like a very... it's not gonna win a game on its own, you know? Finally, there we go. I think I'm gonna cast Lion Sash here. And I'm probably gonna pitch the Containment Priest to the Solitude on the Brazen Borrower here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this now. I could just take some damage from the Brazen Borrower, but I think while we have like this much defense against getting reanimated, or against like the reanimator half of their deck, I'm happy to just be a little bit aggressive on that. Of course, they have the second Bowmasters. All right. The one punish for just casting Lion Sash. So here I get to... I have the option to Vial in Emperor and then bring back Solitude, kill the Orc army, gain 3. Is that worth it, is the question. I could also grief them in their draw step. Which might be good enough, because once I have a 4/4, they can't really attack me anyway. I think that's what I'll do. Got it. Okay, so none of that was going to happen. I could Skyclave target nothing here. I would just be trading with the Orc army at that rate. I think that I am not gonna do that though. I think I'm just gonna put Yorion in my hand here. No, actually, I think I need to Surveil more than I need to do that. So we're just gonna pass. I'll take 4 here. It's more than I want to take, but I'll live. And I have the option actually to use the Fairy Macabre to also trade with this Orc army. I do not want that. Okay, that is helpful. Yeah, Mr. Bones is mostly a meta call. It's just that Bowmasters is not a good card, not nearly as good as it was, you know, several months ago, because it's notably just kind of a blank against Scam because it doesn't deal with any of their threats, right? So Mr. Bones is just like, it sits the exact same spot on the curve while having a lot more text against Scam specifically. I need to start casting stuff to use my mana, but I think I'm gonna wait. I think what I'm probably going to do is Swords the Orc army, and then I think I'm gonna Vial in this Macabre as a 2/2 flyer. Because it feels like they have boarded out of Entombs. Okay. Yeah, they have so much removal. I have a hard time believing that they are going to have Entomb still in their deck. I'm sure they're gonna prove me wrong, but like they had to cut something to make room for all this stuff. Okay, that's really annoying. So I am gonna have to vial in this Skyclave. What? Hello? Okay, I guess I'm not. I don't know what just happened there. I have no idea what just happened. I pressed 3, and then it... Okay. Well... Okay. I guess I have to draw a land now. Okay, thank God it drew a land. I would rather vial in Yorion than cast Skyclave, so... So now I get to hit them for 4 each turn. Still have a blocker back up. Interesting that they're swamp cycling Troll instead of just waiting to draw lands to cast it. Cool. Okay, we are probably now safe. So what we're gonna do, get a swamp. I am going to attack for 4. Attack for 4. Bounce Yor into my hands. Cast Skyclave on the... Yeah, actually, yeah. There's no reason to be fancy with this, I don't think. And I think there is a real question here about whether we are playing Cage or holding up Caracas. Because if we play Cage, then we could... I guess we don't even really lose to anything, do we? No, we're just playing Cage. Just kidding. That's a funny one. Don't really need that, but that's okay. Wish I could attack with this Skyclave, but alas. Hell yeah. Alright. We're making our money back at the very least. Oh no, I know I'm up a chest, just, you know. I have been getting a lot of 1-4s and 2-3s lately, so I am just happy we're at the break-even point. I'll keep this. I think I played against this person last stream, but I don't recall what they were on. I guess Goldfish thinks they're on Scam, but who knows? We'll see. That is a pretty heavy Scam signal. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Ooh. Now that's a nice draw. I had a feeling with the main step, or with the main phase brainstorm, they probably had a troll in their hand. It's a little bit tempting to take that, to like force them to draw one more card, but I think I was only going to do it if they didn't have any other lands. Since they have lands, I think I'm just taking the Entomb. Yeah. Hey Eureka, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. They also wanted to draw the first card, interestingly. Is it a frog? No. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. 3-0 on the evening so far. Played against Delver Scam again. Yeah, I will play a Protected Thalia, sure. That isn't cool. Please reanimate Atraxa? I mean, don't, but like, I would rather you do that than reanimate Archon. Oh, they diggin'. Alright, I will go ahead ahead and recruit for Lion Sash here. We could also recruit for Emperor, but I think that's greedy. We'll just get Lion Sash. Yeah, they need to have... They have a force, so our Sash is very unlikely to resolve, but like... They are kind of hurting themselves. Can't cast a spell because they need to hold up the force. Oops. There we go. Cast the Sash. Oh. Okay then. Pass. It's not what I expected. I will float a white mana. And get rid of that Atraxa. It's just a hard cast Grief. Okay. I think I'm just gonna let that resolve. Yeah. Probably smart of them to take the Wisp over the Swords. I'm getting close to killing them, so I'm just gonna get another Plains here. Get rid of the other Grief. I'll take it. I can definitely afford to get something. I'll exile my Wisp, I guess. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can't reanimate anything anymore. So... Or no, I did that math wrong. I was dealing 7, not 9. They still can't really reanimate anything, so that's fine. Alright, sick. Do the same thing again. Cut these. Match 1 was Grixis Delver. It was Grixis Delver, scam, scam. This hand works. It's not amazing. It's kind of clunky, but... Scam is a lot of decks probably in the... It's in the realm of like 40 to 50%, I think. It gets even... I think it's a probably like solidly 50-ish% when you get to like challenges and things like that. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'll start with basic Swamp Thoughtseize. I think the easy way to think about like Thalia good versus bad is like, okay, sure. I mean, that honestly kind of like that, unless they have a reanimation spell on top of their deck, which is very possible. But nice, they don't. So we're going off. I'm surprised they kept the Undercity Sewers in their hands, but what do I know? I think like the important thing about Thalia is that like you really need your opponent to be caring about casting a lot quickly. I think that's the easy way to think about it. Okay, yeah, this game's over. Cool. Um, okay, that went so fast. Give me a second. So, like, let's put it this way: just because your opponent is playing cantrips does not mean that Thalia is good, because like that used to kind of be true, but the problem is that being a 2-1 first striker used to actually matter in combat, and it just kind of doesn't anymore, except for in matchups where Thalia's static ability doesn't do anything. Um, so like, I think the important thing is like, because D&T's goal is basically just to remove everything forever, it just has like a ton of removal spells and a ton of ways to reuse those removal spells over and over again. Thalia doesn't fit into that game plan really. She's just there for the matchups where removal spells aren't good, namely creatureless control decks and combo decks that have no interest in anything that you're doing. And she's really just there to patch that hole in the deck for the most part, because there's just no other card that's like main deckable that does that. Because it's not like you're going to main deck for Deafening Silence, right? Just because Thalia isn't what you want against Scam doesn't mean that she's unplayable. Same thing with Delver. There's going to be instances where the card can be good and isn't embarrassing because it's slowing them down while attacking. It's just that's not what the deck's about anymore, so it's very easy to cut Thalia in a ton of matchups. I also miss when Mom plus Thalia was a soft lock versus cantrips. Very much so. Yeah, no problem. You are very welcome. But yeah, there's a lot of people who would talk about like cutting Thalia from the deck entirely because of all those reasons, and like I don't think those ideas are entirely unfounded. Like I know that you know XJ Cloud's here. He tweeted literally earlier about cutting Thalia, or one of our friends tweeted about him trying out cutting Thalia from the deck. And I think that's like an understandable direction to take the deck. It's just that it comes with costs, right? It's not as simple as, oh, Thalia is the card we cut the most, and therefore it is not good enough to be in the deck. I think there's, you know, there's a lot of context to that decision. And I think you should only do it if you are making a very educated kind of directed deck building choice because of things like adjusting to the fact that this game is everywhere. Just as an example. Yeah, like specifically because of Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog Spirit is a lot better. Okay, we are gonna play a pretty mono-white game against this Mold of 6, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to use an Arid Mace on that. Gonna be annoying if I like draw Thoughtseize here. But I can always get a scrub lane, it's not that bad. Against basic Island Ponder, I am almost certainly just jamming this Thalia. Cool, it resolves. Yeah, I always like chuckle a little bit when I have hands like this that are just like, yeah, it just takes you right back. Okay, my opponent is playing control. Likely control. Alright, got another mom. Pass turn. Oh, forest. There's a lot of basics over there. You got it. Yeah, I think Stoneforge is just kind of a good draw here. I guess it's a little awkward because I think we have to keep the Vial on 2 this turn. No, that's a lie. We just have to play the Witch Enchanter. Just kidding. Which I think is okay. Sick. Alright. So very likely a Nadu deck. I sometimes bring in White Orchid Phantoms against Nadu, but they literally played 3 basics without any fetches. So I'm going to not do that. And I think I'm just going to board out 3 Thalias for 3 removal spells and call it a day. And I will make them prove me wrong that they are not on Nadu. Yeah, Phantom Blade can't be beat. Yeah, that sounds great. Phantom Blade's been feeling fine. I think basically every time I've gotten it, it's been like I think still mostly worse than Formal Wear if I had Formal Wear in my deck. But I have otherwise been pretty happy with it. think I'm just taking the ponder here. If they didn't have a force, I would probably take the Uro, and then I would just Emperor it. But I think as is, I just want to give them as little fixing, so to say. Let's get rid of the ponder, yeah. Taking cantrips is just kind of broken. This is pretty nice because it gives them a reason to either expend the Force of Will or spend their next turn on Prismatic Ending instead. Force pitches Murktide Regent. Hell yeah. 420Q, thank you so much for gifting the sub. Hell yeah. Did not draw another land. I did not draw another land either, but this... I think actually I'm still supposed to just do this. There's like an argument that I could just wait because they can't get Uro next turn anyway. Or they can't cast it next turn anyway, but... Oh, please don't draw a land. Oh, they just drew swords instead. That's boring. Okay, video game. I need a land, please. Okay, and they're also officially not on Nadu, I think, at this point. Beanstalk is not a Nadu card. Okay, sure. There we go. Okay. Whoops. I know I missed it. Whoops. I totally missed that the timeout was requested. How dare I? Here. I have to fulfill it. It's only fair. Give me 1 second. There we go. It's only fair. Alright, don't have a Force of Will, please. Damn it. Of course they had a Force of Will. Force pitches Brainstorm. Okay. Okay. At least I know what I'm playing against now. They aren't on Yorion, which helps. I'm curious if they're going to be one of the builds that has... what's it called? Null Drifter. I've been playing against that quite a bit. It's been pretty annoying. No, I don't want that. I think here I just want to get my Witch Enchanter. Yeah. Surveillance are real good. What's this? What is this? Oh, this is a Hardcast Lorien. Is they will draw. No, it's not. Oh, they're casting Prismatic Ending for 5 to cantrip. Got it. Okay. That's much, much better. Much better for me, to be clear. I don't want Mom right now. I see the vision in playing in Witch Enchanter as a land first, but I do not want to do that personally. Have I played much against... Yes, I have. And I also don't like it. It's a stinky deck. I hate it. They're getting Brainstorm instead of Lorien. That's fine by me. I just don't want to take 3 damage for the most part. I'm like a little bit low as it is. Am I going to take this trade or no? I think I don't want to. Which means that maybe I want to... I think I am going to see what happens with this path. I'm curious what their basic count is. It also, if they choose to do it, it's going to shuffle away the Brainstorm they just put on top. They chose not to. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna go off. I think this is just gonna get a Stoneforge. It could also get an Emperor of Bones, the Stoneforge with extra steps. But I think I'm actually okay with that because they're clearly pretty low on removal as is, and Emperor of Bones gets what I want out of Stoneforge, which is just the Cauldron in play. So that's why they put the Brainstorm on top. Well, that's an easy application of Swords to Plowshares. Prismatic Ending on Recruiter, sure. Fine by me. They have 1 card left. Is it another prismatic ending? What is it? No, it's a Murktide. That's what it is. I think that's going to be fine. It's going to be an 8/8, but let's see. So, Emperor of Bones for Stoneforge. Stoneforge put in Cauldron, attack with everything. Does that... What does the block have to look like there? 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have to block the... 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so they'd have to block either the Witch... They couldn't block the Flicker Wisp. That's the important thing. I forced the Murktide kill either way. So, yeah, we're good. Stoneforge. Bones. So happy that all of this happens in the beginning of combat step. Get Cauldron. Yeah, alright, sick. Gang, I really needed that trophy. I have been struggling, but those were some of the cleanest wins I've had in a really long time. It's been a lot of, like I said, a lot of 1-4s and 2-3s for a while. But I just hell yeah. Fuck people up. Get to tweet about it. And I get to go to bed early. I'm not starting another league, sorry. But I already have a reason that I wanted to get to bed a little bit early tonight. So I'm going to take that, take the opportunity to get out of here. Yeah, ban Flicker Wisp? No, we're good. No. We're going to try going to the gym tomorrow morning before work. We've never done that before. So it's going to really appreciate getting this extra sleep. I also get to check to see if people are still on, because I'm so used to ending late to the point where like nobody's really streaming anymore. At least not streaming Legacy, which is, you know, I like keeping the raids in the ecosystem. So let me take a quick gander at who's playing. It looks like Tony's on, so we can just go raid him. Children do be step adders. God, so true. All right, switching over to this screen. Hello, or thank you everybody for watching. These are all the places that you can find me on the internet. If you missed any of the sick trophy league, it'll be up on YouTube overnight. I am going to have an update. So for those unaware, on my Patreon, you can find, if you subscribe to my Patreon at the $5 tier, you get access to my D&T list plus sideboard guide that I update every month. There is going to be a bonus update coming sometime this week to account for Mr. Bones and other such deck innovations, kind of dealing with the fact that Scam is the biggest deck. It wasn't in the original July update because I just hadn't had a lot of reps with Mr. Bones yet, but I'm confident enough in him to recommend it. I'm going to be updating the guide for myself anyway, because I'll be going to SDG Baltimore at the end of the month. So just going to get it done. That'll be a bonus update for everybody who is subscribed to my Patreon at the $5 tier. I think that's everything. Tony was up, so we're going to go ahead and raid Tony Scapone. He's probably doing something that I would never do, but that's okay. That's his brand. But yeah, I will see you all on Thursday. Whoops, did I put his name in wrong? Hold up. Oh yeah, I totally did. Whoops. But until I see you next time, have a good night, everybody, and hope to see you on Sunday.